What's going on, Solid Steppers? What's up, Take the Titans? This is Miss Ward coming to you. Right now, I'm in the process of leaving the gym. Just got a workout in. And, I was sitting here thinking about how, I'm a big proponent of atomic habits. And, one of the things that Mr. Clear talks about in that book, he talks about how you cannot allow certain things to continue or take place. Like you can miss one day, but you can't do one day or more than one day. So going to the gym, I try to be consistent every day. If I miss a day, I try to make sure it's just one. Because what he basically says is that when you do it more than once, you are starting a new pattern. I think it's important that we understand that you can apply that to your life and business. At the end of the day, you have to decide what's important, works for you and your family, and then you got to make the decisions that are going to make those things come to pass. And I'm having this conversation because I look at so many people, they dip into this, they dip into that, they want to try this, they want to try that, but then they really have no plan. They have no clue, no plan. They don't know what they're doing, how they're going to do it. They know nothing. And then they wonder why they're not successful. And they're not successful because they're not consistent on anything. And if they are consistent, they consistent on BS. Whatever is the easy lick, whatever I can get done, get in and out, that's what they're doing. And it's a method to the madness, I think it's important that when you decide to be successful, that you make choices that reflect that. And most things people don't give thought to. They don't sit down and really take the time they need to take to become uber successful. It's really not hard. It comes down to one thing, which is consistency. I was listening to Mr. Sneed, Mike Sneed from Appliance Boot Camp. He was talking about a young man who has made $1 million in 3 years. He should be making $1 million in 3 years. Because I've always stated, if you're not doing 300 or near 300 or a little over 300 a year as a one-man show, what are you doing? Once you get into business and start moving and put systems in place, that should be easy. That's an easy lick. It's really not difficult. You just have to crunch the numbers. But you have to make a decision to be successful and to be consistent and to constantly improve when you run into roadblocks. I hear a lot of people going into commercial, which is beautiful, but a lot of people have you think that you don't need certifications, you don't need this. All you got to do is get with these companies, pass their little tests, develop these relationships. But there are levels to this. And I think if you're going to get down here and grab all the crumbs, yeah, you can roll around here. It's just like not having any credentials behind your name. There are certain rooms you will never get into, and there are certain rooms that that only you will be in there because of what you know and who you know. I sit here and I talk to a lot of my coaching students, and I'm very selective who I coach because number one, I'm not gonna waste my time. You're not wasting my time. I'm not gonna be able to do it. And this is a fact. I need you to come correct and have your house in order. Because you're not wasting my time. I don't have time for that. Plus, I'm very strict and I'm very to the point and I'm very in your face. And there's certain people who can handle that, and some, people still out here holding on to their mama titties. You feel me? But look, at the end of the day, if you want to be consistently successful, there's some choices you have to make, and a lot of those choices may not be popular in the beginning, but what they do is they set you up for a consistent stream. Like right now, if certain things shut down, a lot of people will be scrambling because they got just a few things that's keeping them consistent. And since they've always been satisfactory with less than, not enough, or struggling, which is crazy to me, out here surviving is not a win. A win is when you stop surviving and you start thriving. I'm sitting here trying to debate. Am I going to Tom Thumb? I think I'm going to Tom Thumb. I do not feel like driving all the way to Sefco. Let me tell y'all something. When y'all out here in this semi-country, rural-ass area, with new development, let me tell you, it's a whole situation. I don't even like to be out my house, because if I wasn't working out and if I hadn't treated myself this evening to some Texas Roadhouse, man, please, I had to make sure I got to the gym after I did that Texas Roadhouse, because that was an issue right there. Let's see which way I want to do this. We don't like to do the outside pumps because they always have them scammers on the outside ones. Let me get somewhere on the inside. But you gotta have a plan, man, and you gotta be consistent. And everybody don't need to know your plan. Let me tell you, nobody know my plan. They might have bits and pieces or think they know, but ain't no way. I learned early on when I was trying to help people, giving out all this free information on YouTube. A lot of people were just getting in and getting it in and you know, doing a quick lick, running, muddying the waters, and then not even cleaning up the mess they made. They left the residue for us to go clean up and try to put some professionalism and stuff on our name for the industry. But you know, who am I? I'm just Miss Ward, you know. I'm just the hostess with the mostest. But like I said, man, y'all got to be consistent. And you got to get out of them circles where everybody think it's quick. Because I remember when I got in, people were just wild with my systems and to me it was just matter of fact. And the reason I say that is because I understand that if I am in the midst of mess, I mean, for years, I know what it was to work in controlled chaos. That is not, when you're doing long-term controlled chaos, is the worst thing you could work in. Because the controlled chaos has you distracted when you could have had some systems in place, people in place, if that's what you want to do. And if it's not people, if you had your own self-discipline enough, you wouldn't really need anybody. That's why when I tell you it's easy to pull down 300 a year, it really is. You got to look at your ticket average and look at the clientele you're servicing and the units you're servicing. What people don't want to work on, you need to become an expert, because usually people don't want to work on it because they don't understand and they feel like it's going to take them out of their standard realm. Most people don't realize that a lot of this stuff is not as hard as you think. And if you're consistent and get ready to go through the bumps and the bruises, and in some areas like LG at lgrepaircenter.com, they basically put everything online for you for free. Like, what else do you need? If you have just an inkling of information regarding refrigeration, you can get in there, and all you got to do is practice. I'm telling you what I know, but it's up to you to make the decision so that you win, not just today, but for tomorrow. Like I said, y'all, get out here, get consistent, get your plan, keep it private, and then tweak it as you go, because everything ain't going to be perfect. If it was perfect, we all be billionaires out here. At the end of the day, you have to understand what is your structure, what's your discipline, and what do you want to look like 365 days from today. If I don't stay consistently in this gym, handle my nutrition and my diet, you know, make sure that I can go ahead and lift these appliances, move stuff around by myself, I'm going to be stuck, you know. So I'm doing what I got to do consistently, and I'm holding myself accountable, and I suggest you do the same. Have a great day. Just some late night thoughts.